plays like this occur.
Wizards have it.
Uh-oh, lockup time.
To help on that one.
The okie doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Doncic.
That's good.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Doncic. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. It's Washington with the basketball.
1 minute left in the second.
Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? The follow won't go either. That pass stolen by the Wizards. To Beal. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. To Dennis Smith Jr.
Bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 3. Dallas
Corners.
are in the penalty.
Not getting the bounce.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Mavericks were the dominant team in that first half, without question. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Dallas Mavericks. The Wizards have yet to appear after one half of basketball. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Defense.
The Dallas Mavericks have been exhibiting some amazing defense in this matchup. Steals on the floor, blocks in the sky. They're dominating on defense all over the floor.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
To Beal. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get...
Washington basketball. Right down Broadway, 4-2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
And throws it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Screen coming, picked up by the Mavericks.
Maybe pace it right here. They got a big lead at home.
Oh, big finish at the rim.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. The follow won't go either. Short jumper off the mark.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
It's good. And 1.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there.
Free throw good to cap off the 3-point play as they continue to open things up here in the 3rd quarter. Wizards with the basketball. To Beal. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Cruises inside for 2.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Wizards at the controls. Porter to Beal. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. Short. The drive. Right to the basket. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Oh, whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
Number 1. Entering the game for Washington, number 9.
Porter. Knocked loose. Beal. Off the mark. No good. Beyond the arc for three. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Beal. Whoa, what a finish. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim. Baseline drive. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
Knocked loose. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Beal. Draws the double and still hits.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot in.
Easy path to the rim.
Probably option 3 right there in the court, but every player is a threat. No excuse for that easy bucket.
Turns and slams it down.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Beal. Wide open look, won't go. To Dennis Smith Jr. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Wizards have it. Deep left corner. Knocked loose. Mavs have it. Smith. Nowitzki. Dirk delivers. They've been trying to figure this guy out for 20 years, and it's still not working.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
And the slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Beal to Porter. And it's rejected.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Luka Doncic. Barnes. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside. Gets it to go.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Great feed. Sets it up. And the rebound comes down to Dallas. To Luka Doncic. Barnes. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
My only concern with DS Jr. is that he needs to find an identity beyond being a highlight dunk waiting to happen. We've seen this before with guys like Vince Carter, who have had that much talent and also happen to possess a 48-inch vertical. You heard me correctly. A 48-inch vertical. Now, that can be tough to break through being a one-trick pony, especially when people try to keep you in that box forever.
Blocked away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Smith. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Here's what's brilliant about Luka Doncic. Everybody thinks that you need to be fast or be able to ISO somebody and create your own shot with your speed or your athleticism or your explosiveness. That is not the case. Doncic is 6'8", 230 pounds. Put that smaller guard on your hip, post him up, walk him down, shoot shots over the top. If you have an uncanny style of play, that game can reward you a ton in this league.
to Beal. Oh, they call him for the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Personal foul. Team foul number 2. Stepping in for Washington, number
Porter.
6.
And the rebound taken in by Dallas. And look out.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First try, no good. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. Dallas owns the basketball.
I got ball. Pick up. Match up.
Fires the three. That won't go.
Show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
Be alert. Here it comes. Be alert.
Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Subbing in for Dallas, number 6,
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Won't go down. Matthews with the flush, taking on all comers.
number 23, Wesley Matthews.
Oh, he blocked it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Slam dunk.
That transition offense was flawless. When guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession. Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
To Jordan. Smith.
We got him. Here we go.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Defense, let's go.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Driving right to the basket. Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
It's Washington with the basketball. And finishes strong.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
To Jordan. Smith.
I got you.
A scary sight. DeAndre Jordan with the putback slam.
That's the DJ we all know and love.
Knocked loose. Count the bucket for 2.
There you go. I like seeing the scoring coming from unlikely sources.
to Jordan. Smith. Got it.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Nearing impossible. No getting through.
5, Ed. That's 5 blocks tonight.
Stuffs it down with authority.
I see this happen so much in the game. Just because a guy beats you off the dribble doesn't mean that you need to quit on the play. Stay in there, continue to be physical, even if you're behind the play.
Washington basketball. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
I got ball.
To Matthews. Smith. To Matthews. Now a steal by Washington.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. It was a strong one for the Mavericks. Dallas with the basketballs. We begin the fourth quarter. You figured they certainly had the advantage coming into this one. Jay, that's how it's played out.
On paper, this wasn't set up to be much of a contest. If the crowd could have gotten into it early, maybe. But sometimes a team is so good that you never had a chance to even start.
Gets it.
Rock-a-bye, baby. Oh, yeah, he rocked him to sleep on that one.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Wizards with the basketball. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Here we go. My ball.
Stuffs it down with authority. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. To Matthews. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Wizards at the controls. Going to launch beyond the arc. Rebound cleared by Dallas. Lets it fly from long range. Shakes free and hits.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Mavericks.
Can the offense just run some clock here? I've seen enough.
Smith. Tough make through traffic.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Through 3. Off the mark. To Luka Doncic. Smith. Wizards have it. Flushes it home.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Everybody pick up.
4-3. It's Doncic with the board.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
That pass stolen by the Wizards.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in the playoff game, it will.
Cashes in for 2.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Smith now into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Luka Doncic. It goes down.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
It's Washington with the basketball. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
And the basket good at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Mavs have it. Rises for the slam.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Able to convert inside.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Here's Barea. His guys hold a commanding lead. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Knocked loose. Plays like that could turn a game around. That ball's out of bounds off one of the Wizards.
Get back. Well,
now a steal by Washington. Washington basketball. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. No. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
And scores on a nifty dance to the basket.
What a move. If you're on defense, you can't be caught flat-footed there.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Mavericks. Shot from it close, no good. Knocked loose. Mavs have it.